Hey everybody, it's Zach, the student pastor from our McHenry campus, and I have the honor and the privilege of actually leading our mission trip this summer to Philippi, West Virginia. And I'm super excited for what God is going to do during this trip, and just with the teenagers that's going to be going on this trip. And so I'm super excited, and I just wanted to record a video really fast to bring some clarity to some of the questions that I've heard, and hopefully just answer any questions that you've had about this mission trip, about what we're going to be doing, and some of the price logistics and some of those things. And so first, I just want to start off by saying the price is $675. Now, when you hear $675, you might be like, whoa, that's a lot of money for just driving to West Virginia. But you also got to realize, and I'll go into the price breakdown a little bit, but that $675 it covers all of your gas getting there. And so we're going to be providing transportation, of course, to get to West Virginia and back. And so that provides our gas money. It provides your lodging. And so we're going to be staying in West Virginia, and of course that it costs us to stay somewhere. It's going to be paying for all of our meals, and so another thing that costs money. So our meals, lodging, transportation, that covers all of those things. But the really cool thing that part of that $675 covers, that is really cool, that allows us to actually be the hands and feet of Jesus, is it actually front loads us some money that we can use during our trip. And so part of that $675 is actually going straight towards funds that we can use in West Virginia. And so whether a family needs a toilet, or we put on this sports thing, like a sports camp, and we need to provide food and things like that, that money is going to help us actually front load some of those things. And so some of that $675 is actually going towards serving the people of Philippi. It's helping us be the hands and the feet of Jesus Christ by actually allowing ourselves to have a little bit of money to spend and to use. And so we are partnering with Convoy of Hope. And so we've partnered with them in this specific mission trip. And they said, hey, if we could front load some money, it'd really help you guys be the difference in this community. And so that's part of the reason why the price is $675, because we want to have some money to actually be able to do things in the community of Philippi, West Virginia, to be able to come alongside them really well. And if someone needs help with something, that way we can help them and we can do some projects. And so some of that money is going directly to help fund projects. And so you might be asking, well, what are we actually going to be doing the whole week? And so it's June 26th through July 3rd. And so you might be like, what are we doing for 7 days from a Monday to Monday in West Virginia? And that's a great question. It's going to be two focuses. The first one is relationships. Relationally, we want this trip to be able to be a trip where you guys can share what Jesus is doing, where you guys can share the awesome ways that God's moving in your life, the way that God's moving in the lives of your families, of your friend group. And so we're actually going to have relationally, it's going to be very relationally heavy, where we're getting to talk with the people of Philippi, where we're getting to build a relationship with them, where we're getting to hear their story, where we're getting to actually know who they are, and they can know us, and we can build a relationship, and we can pray for them. We can talk to them about Jesus. Like, that is what I'm really excited for. Over the past several months, we've been talking about at Chapel Students, what does it look like for us to bring our friends, right? We had an evangelism series. We've had all of these things where we're talking about what does it look like for us to actually invite our friends to church? What does it look like for us to talk to our parents about church and about God and how God's moving in our lives? And so I'm super excited for this mission trip, because it's specifically, we're specifically getting to step into that. We're specifically getting to have conversations with people about their walk with Jesus. And maybe they haven't even ever heard of Jesus, and we get to share about who Jesus is to them. And so Philippi is a poorer part of West Virginia. It's in the Appalachian Mountains. And so it's going to be a really pretty area to go and do ministry at. It's in the mountains. I personally love the mountains, so looking forward to that. But I think it's going to be a really awesome time. And a lot of times we look back at summer camp or a mission trip, and we're like, wow, God did so much work during that, like in our lives through us. Like, God did some amazing things. And one of the big reasons that God works so much during those trips is because we are so in tuned to him, right? Like summer camp, you don't really have your phone, you don't have sports practice, you don't have those things. And that's the same with a mission trip, right? Like you're dedicating a whole entire week to serving Jesus, to serving other people, to serving him. And so when we dedicate a whole week of our lives and we're not really on our phones, we're not on social media, we're not going to soccer practice, we're not going to band practice and all of those things, when we're completely committed to him, to serving him and to serving each other, when we're completely dedicated for that for a whole week, God is going to show up in big and mighty ways. It's going to be super, super encouraging for each and every one that goes on this trip. I'm really certain of that, because I know that God works during those times because we've given him space, we've given him time. And when you give God space, when you give God time, he's going to show up in big ways. God wants to move in and through us. And so I know that when we give him a whole week of our lives, God's going to move in big ways. And so the first one was relational. The second thing that we're going to be doing is some projects. And so we don't know exactly what the projects are. To really partner well with Convoy of Hope, we are going to be really open-handed with that. And so we don't want to lock in to a certain project and then them actually needs to step into a different project and them feel like we can't move into a different project because we've already locked into one. And so I can tell you that we're going to be doing projects, though. We're going to be possibly doing a day camp. We'll possibly be doing some work on buildings or painting and things like that. I don't know exactly what all we will be doing, but I know that we will be doing some projects. Once again, a lot of relational side to this mission trip, but we will be doing some projects. So the application is linked down below. In the comments or in the description of this video. Please check out the application. It's not super long, but it has got several questions on there. Make sure you do it with a parent, because there's a parent section, and at the end of the application there is a $50 application fee. Or I should say deposit. It's more of a deposit. It's not a fee as in the sense of that money doesn't go towards your trip. That $50 deposit goes directly to your trip. So the cost is $675. So once you apply and once you pay that $50, you will then owe $625. And so it directly goes into your account and it directly takes $50 off of your total balance. And so we do have limited spots for this trip. And so if for whatever reason, if you are not chosen to go, or maybe you don't fit the criteria or whatever it is, if we can't end up taking you on this trip and you apply and we get back to you, but you've paid your $50, you will get your $50 back. If you apply and like 6 months down the road, well, not 6 months, but like 4 months down the road, you're like, I can't go. Unfortunately, you won't get your money back because that's your decision. But if it's our decision, not to bring you for whatever reason, you will get your $50 deposit back. And so a deadline for applying is February 10th. So make sure to at least check out the application. Make sure to get on there and to fill it out and to have your parents fill out the parent section, and then just pay that $50 and let us know if there's anything that we can do to help. My email is zcummings, CUMMINGS @chapel.org. Send me any email that you need. If you have questions about fundraising, if you have questions about anything, send them my way. I would love to chat with you. And so I hope this video is helpful. Send me any questions that you have, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.